stage is likely to be quite flawed, and without having to see the details, we don't know exactly what it would take for it to be seen as a fundamentally positive outcome for the UK economy. I think in our mind, the challenges to the UK economy probably outweigh the upside in most scenarios at this stage.
Brad, it was fantastic to catch up. Thanks for that. That's Brad Gibson. He's the Alliance Bernstein co-head of Asia Pacific Fixed Income. Plenty more ahead. This is Bloomberg. Let's get you a quick check of the latest business flash headlines. Starting off with Citigroup. They're said to be planning to increase the bonus pool for its fixed income traders, or are set to post their best performance in more than a decade. Sources are saying that the overall bonus pool for traders will increase at least 10%, and the pool for equities traders will probably be unchanged. Bank's fixed income trading revenue is expected to jump 34% this year, on track for the best performance since 2009. Walmart is being accused of fueling a nationwide opioid crisis by ignoring warnings from its own pharmacist that it's not screening painkiller prescriptions. Washington says that the retailer's systems make it impossible for pharmacies to monitor drug demand in order to boost profits. The suit comes 2 months after Walmart said it was being made scapegoat for official failure to deal with the prescription drug crisis. And Amazon will delay raising fees it charges independent merchants to store and ship goods until next June. Follows criticism from retailers of the cost of doing business with the company. The outgoing retail CEO, Jeff Wilkins, told sellers that other logistics firms have already announced the hike and that in normal times, Amazon would be doing the same. But he did add that Amazon will continue to absorb the cost. And that is your Bloomberg Business Flash. The coronavirus vaccines then are coming to the Gulf, with Dubai the latest to announce availability of the Pfizer vaccine. The UAE has already implemented a campaign to vaccinate residents with the Sinopharm vaccine. Simone Foxman has been tracking the rollout with great detail. Joins us from Doha. Simone, give us a bit of an overview of where we're at with the rollout.
Yeah, well, we're seeing lots and lots of pictures of planes arriving, like the one we saw in Dubai overnight. Planes arriving, dramatically unloading the shipments, but we're seeing that really as we go across the region. First on that Dubai vaccine announcement news, this is likely to increase the uptake of Dubai residents getting the vaccine. The Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine has approval from UK, US officials, and that may make it a little bit more palatable to folks who were already a bit dubious about the effectiveness of the Sinopharm vaccine that had been made available widely across the UAE. But when we look at Qatar, when we look at Kuwait, those two countries expected, Qatar today and Kuwait over the weekend, expected to start vaccination programs, Oman later this month. So we really are going to see a very quick rollout of the vaccines across the region. When we look at the kind of numbers of new cases, what we have seen is that it's has been pretty under control, and so the vaccinations rolling out now likely to keep the number of new cases that way, even though we are seeing headlines from elsewhere in the world about new mutations of the vaccine. Again, are likely to boost the uptake when we talk about compliance and people getting the vaccine, and that is good for business, Yusuf.
I mean, as much as the pictures impressed from the Dubai airport's part, I'm still looking for numbers, doses, and I also struggle to get numbers from the Deputy Saudi Health Minister. So as much as these shipments are coming in, we still don't have a very clear understanding as to how many people are going to be able to get the vaccine over the coming days. Run us through what the UAE Central Bank in the interim has been coming through with in the last 24 hours.
Yeah, well, the central bank revising its predictions downward, downgrading essentially what it thinks that growth is going to look like for 2020. The latest numbers out of the central bank, their quarterly review, call for a 6% contraction in GDP in the Emirates this year. That's down from a 5.2% contraction that was projected just back in September. So things have gotten materially worse. And the central bank pins that degradation in the economic situation on things like the low oil prices, as well as sort of the newer waves of coronavirus that we have seen around the world. And I think the thing to look at here is what will happen next year. Central bank saying 2.5% growth next year, but businesses, we've seen this across our PMI reports, have expressed a lot of concern about what the situation is going forward, and with pulling back on new orders and things like that. You know, is the vaccine, do those numbers, as you were saying, come out to be pretty high? Will that boost the economy, or are we going to see something different? Right now.
And then in Saudi Arabia, at the public investment fund, over some of the highlights.
Yeah, a lot of new names coming into our new divisions, or different divisions of the Saudi PIF, but no one, I think, has a new face on the scene of the Saudi investment landscape. I'm talking to a couple of the highlights here. Fahad Hossein, the National Debt Management Center, he goes to lead the head of corporate finance, will go on to become a special advisor to PIF Governor Yasser Al-Rumayyan. Rania Nashar, she had been the CEO of Samba, that's merging with National Commercial Bank. She goes as well to be a senior advisor to the Sovereign Wealth Fund's governor, and the head of domestic holdings, Yazid Al-Humaid. He is going to be particularly important because that's likely to be the focus of the Sovereign Wealth Fund, more so than in the past. We're expecting the fund to plow $40 billion into the Saudi economy next year, and then $40 billion more dollars after that. So his decisions are going to be increasingly important here, Yusuf.
Simone, thanks for that. That's Simone Foxman at the Qatar Financial Center in Doha. U.S. President Donald Trump then injecting uncertainty around a virus relief bill that appeared to be concluded. So now we are not sure what the next steps are in the legislative process, but the U.S. President has asked for changes. Caution coming through these markets. The S&P 500 mini still lower by about 0.1%. Coverage resumes from Dubai and the rest of the world. This is Bloomberg. This is Louis Daybreak, the least our top stories this morning.